Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. What's going on, y'all? Hello, hello, hello. Yes, y'all, it is officially my birthday, 37 years old. Um, to God be the glory, y'all. To God be the glory. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is August the 29th, 2023, and today the topic is the pearl. Yes, y'all. Man, like I said, to God be the glory. It is my birth of the day. Shout out to my father-in-law. It is also his birthday as well. And shout out to my mama. I always give her a shout out for her first giving birthday. To God be the glory. And everything like that, man. There's a lot of different things that happened this morning, y'all. First of all, the Lord woke me up at 2:05 this morning. I want to say I was up ever since then. Let me be honest with y'all about a couple of things. There's been like something that's been in the back of my mind. I want to say, I don't know how long now, maybe over the past few weeks or whatever the case may be. And I don't know if it's because I'm just spoiled or if it's just something that God is showing me through it or whatever the case may be. But basically, I don't know if I'm just getting used to God and his surprises. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what it is. But there's something I would say over the past few weeks where, like, for example, okay. I think I shared with you guys at some point last week, funds was looking kind of, and maybe I didn't say that they look at it iffy or anything like that because they weren't. It just was, how can I say? I thought I was going to have a certain amount for my birthday weekend. And then, and even though I was prepping my mind to just work with that amount, right? I think I knew that God was going to show up and show out some kind of way, right? And so in some ways I was looking in expectancy for it, but in other ways, I guess I kind of was like, if it's God will to give me more X, Y, and Z, it's gonna happen. And then I told y'all I found a check out of nowhere last week for work, an unexpected check because I thought I was gonna get it, and lo and behold, it was in my I guess my drawer at work the whole time. And I was like, well, that's right on time for what I need right now, because now that gives me extra funds to work with for my birthday weekend, right? And so, and I don't know if I'm just becoming so used to stuff like that it's like nonchalant now. And I'm like, I don't want to look at it like that because I want to continue to appreciate, right, the surprises and the things that God do for me, right? But anyway, things like that has been happening, right? And I know, like, for example, yesterday, right, I had an amazing meeting. I won't get too deep into it. Once things are secured, then I might make the announcements and whatnot. But I had a really good meeting yesterday and whatnot. And there's some things on the horizon, and it is so funny. Like when I was telling my homegirl about that, that things are looking good for the meeting. And when I was telling my husband about it as well, and both of them kind of had the vibe of like, of course, because I mean, like, that it's you or whatever the case may be. And I don't think it's just me. I think it definitely is, again, God appointed divine situations that are happening. But it's just interesting. I think I guess I bring this up to say that sometimes we can get so used to God doing things for us, right, that we lose the joy or it's like we expect it. That's what it is. We come to God like, oh, we just expect him to do the things. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing to I guess live with expectancy in regards to faith and being like, I know God is going to make a way, but it's a totally different thing to come to him like, again, a genie, or like do what I tell you to do, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just stood out on my heart and mind. I thought about it over the past few weeks, and I just hadn't told you guys, but that has been something that has been going on. But I think this morning, I guess I got a fresh, renewed perspective to continue to, again, look at those things. Yes, with expectancy and my faith and all of that, knowing that it's going to happen or things are going to work out for my good, but also still, you know, like approaching it like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like how excited someone gets for the blessings and things like that, and not losing that part. I don't know. I think there's something to that today. But anywho, so with that being said, right, I woke up this morning, or the Lord woke me up this morning around 2:05. I made a note and whatnot. And I guess I kind of got on social media and stuff, was checking messages and whatnot I had missed, things like that, how I usually would do. But then I came across this video that Brother Marcus Rogers posted. And he was talking about, that the Lord had, prompted him to let us know that basically, a year from now, we're going to be in a totally different place, X, Y, and Z, just a motivational message and whatnot. And I shared it with a lot of friends and family and whatnot. And I shared it on my social media. Listening to that video definitely, I think, was the beginning of me getting back pumped up, right? Getting back encouraged and inspired, to expect, right, the great things from God within this next year. I mean, on the flip side, I am grateful, right? I am grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for what God has already done. The fact that I am now seeing 37 years and things like that. All of that is a complete blessing, and I'm totally thankful to be where I am. And at the same time, I'm very excited to see what else the Lord is going to do. Because again, I already see things on the horizon, right? I'm getting a glimpse now and whatnot. But even again, just getting that extra boost from Brother Marcus was a nice thing to get and receive this morning. And then not so long after that, I ended up I saw that my friend over there at Anointed Touch, Brother Leo, who we know and love here on the GSL platform, a recent interview that I did with him, I guess was released a couple of days ago, which I didn't even know. And so I was listening to that. I was listening to our conversation. I just was like, wow, it's amazing again to have, again, these relationships with people. I've never met him in person and there's nothing like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like I got a brother wherever he is, you know what I mean? And again, knowing that just what God has done, right, in my life, especially when it comes to this and whatnot, I guess this ministry, if you want to call, with GSL and everything like that. And just being thankful again for where I am and where, God has brought me from, right? I could totally see again, God is just so good. Like I can see the different things, like where I used to be and where I am today, right? Sitting here having the conversations. I would say the wisdom, whatever you guys hear flowing from me, right, is the God-given wisdom at the end of the day. And I guess I feel like it comes from, again, being intentional about this time that I'm spending with the Lord. So anyway, I'm listening to this conversation that me and Brother Leo was having, and just the wisdom that was coming from both of us and the flow of the conversation and all of this. I'm like, man, not to be like, that's me, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, again, I just give all glory and honor to the Lord, because I mean, I'm just one humble person out here. And I tell y'all all day, every day that I'm flawed. I probably did not do everything right in my life. Like I need Jesus just like everybody else, and everything. So I'm not trying to sit here and try to puff myself up or anything in any regard. And I think that's the interesting thing too. So, but let me get to how I got to the pearl. I'm saying all of this to tell y'all how I got to the pearl. So then I'm listening to that, and all of a sudden, okay, so my 4 o'clock alarm went off. And I usually have I got a 4:30 alarm that went off as well. But I just kept listening to our conversation because our conversation was about an hour or so long. And then I'm still listening to the conversation. I was like, I can at least finish listening to it, and then I'll start doing my routine. That's what I'm thinking. But all of a sudden, the video stopped, and it was 4:50 on the dot on my clock when the video stopped. And I was like, okay, you know. And so I went to the Strong's Concordance and I looked up 450, y'all. 450 in the Strong's Concordance, one of the, I don't know if it was the Greek or the Hebrew, but one of it means arise, lift up, raise up, stand up. And now, so I'm laying down when I'm listening to all this, I'm doing all this. And so I look up 450, it means all that. And I felt a conviction in my heart and mind to literally stand up. And I said, okay. I was like, all right. So I stood up. And so what was in my heart and mind as I stood up was the song by Israel Houghton, however you want to say his name, Alpha and Omega. That's one of my favorites, worship songs. I mean, it'll get you there. You know what I mean? You start listening, singing that one, you know, it make me cry. You know what I'm saying? But I was crying this morning. Well, not at that point. But anyway, so that was on my heart and mind. So I just kind of reflected on that. And I was standing there. And then I felt led to go ask my husband to pray. And so I go where he was, and I'm like, well, he's asleep. But soon as, and I was thinking, and I went to go look over at him, and as soon as I came over towards him, you know, he's like, good morning, da da da. And I'm like, oh, so he's up, kind of, you know. And so I was telling him good morning, and then I said, you know, will you pray for me on my birthday? Can you pray for me? And so he held my hand. He held his hand out to me. You know, I guess he thought that I was gonna pray, and I was like, I said, for me, husband, for me. And so at first, you know, he was like, oh, well, you know, I'm almost asleep. But then he decided to go ahead and pray, and so he prayed, and then I prayed. And then that's when I kind of started crying a little bit, you know, because I just was thanking God again for seeing the 37 years and everything like that. And so, and then after that, you know, I came back in and was worshiping and whatnot and just praying and thanking God for everything, you know. And then I started to listen to the prayer meditation. So I finally listened to the prayer meditation. After I did that, basically, when I walked back in the room, I think right before I got ready to worship again and pray, I walked back into the room and I looked at my gift that I had got myself. I showed you guys, those of you all that follow me or whatever, I did an unboxing video, and I'll go ahead and give this girl a shout out or whatever, because, you know. So I bought this, I looked at this, but this is the top of this collection of this collection of sunglasses that I bought for my birthday, that I gave myself for my birthday this year. I looked at this, and obviously it looks like a shell, and this is what inspired the pearl, which is again interesting, because again, I was asking the Lord, I'm like, Lord, why do you keep, you know, I keep looking at these sunglasses, and I'm like, I don't need a bunch of sunglasses, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, I really want them though. And, you know, so I'm like, Lord, why? And then lo and behold, here on my birthday, I'm inspired by looking at this collection of sunglasses. I'm inspired to study the pearl this morning. And so shout out to De'Ara Taylor and her brand Lorvay. You inspiring the word on this, my 37th birthday. So I guess, look, obedience all around has inspired this word today. But anywho, so that was partial of the inspiration. And then, like I said, I came in, I saw that the pearl came into my heart and mind as I looked at that. And then I worshiped, and then I listened to the prayer meditation and felt led to go deeper about the pearl. Now, I did go, you know, deeper. I looked up the definition of the pearl. I looked up, there's all these different, you know, inspiring words that, you know, are talking about pearls and things of that nature. And I felt encouraged and inspired to feel like, oh, wow, you know, perhaps the pearl is me, you know what I'm saying, or things like that. I felt encouraged and inspired by that, because again, those that are lacking, I guess, uh, uh, I don't know, do I need to go into that, because it just went away from my mind. So, but anyway, I was encouraged and inspired by that, the pearl, or and thinking about, like, feeling like God is pouring wisdom into me, and all these different things that the definitions and the descriptions were saying about pearl. But my studies today has led me in a different direction. So I guess if you was looking for me to sit here and just talk about myself today, just because it's my birthday, that's not the plan. I'm going to share with you guys what the Lord has shared with me. One of the first things that stood out to me, y'all, was Matthew 13:45 and 46. It says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it." Now, here's the interesting thing about this, y'all. So when I went deeper this morning, before I wrote down this verse, I went and read, I went to godquestions.org, and I read this article that was called "Why Are Pearl?" This article that was called "What is the Meaning of the Parables of the Hidden Treasure and the Pearl of Great Price?" So I went and read that article. And as I was reading it, and it was focusing on Jesus and calling him the pearl of great price and things of that nature. And it, I was like, because again, it was different from what I was getting when I just looked at the definition and descriptions and different things regarding pearls, right? But again, I went deeper and started looking up verses and stuff like that. And I think what, again, the Lord is sharing with me this morning is to focus on Jesus. He is the pearl of great price. Yeah, he may be bestowing upon me all this wisdom and all the blessings and all these wonderful things, and I may be able to do all these wonderful things and have all these wonderful things. But at the end of the day, the true pearl, right, is Jesus. And this is what our focus should be on. Not even just that, but again, that first verse talking about the kingdom of heaven and what it is like in that regard, and the hidden treasure that it is, again, is the focus on the Lord. Like, it's focused on Jesus. At the end of the day, again, he is the pearl of great price. So again, y'all, like, I got a little bit more to share. But I mean, honestly, that's ultimately the juice this morning already. You know what I mean? Like, that's ultimately the juice. Like, it doesn't matter what you achieve, where you get to, what you have, like, all those amazing things is wonderful, is beautiful. I am so grateful to see 37 years. I'm so grateful for each and every blessing that I have in my life, family, friends, husband, son, career, the platform of GSL, the creative endeavors, each and everything that the Lord has allowed me to do and blessed me with here on earth, right? Is wonderful. But at the end of the day, I have to give glory and honor to the Lord, because at the end of the day, he is the creator and I am here for him, and I think we all have to get to that point of understanding that that it's not about us, right? It's about Jesus. We sing it, but I don't know if we really believe it. And everything like that. But let me get to some more verses so y'all can see that I'm not just out here talking. Speaking of, let's go to Revelations 4:11. It says, "Worthy are you, our Lord and God, to receive glory and honor and power. For you created all things, and by your will they existed and were created." It's by God's will at the end of the day, y'all. Like, it's by God's will that I was allowed to see 37 years thus far. It's by God's will that he gave me the desires of my heart, in the varieties of ways that I've already shared with you all numerous times, and I mean, again, I feel like I'm always talking about this stuff, y'all, but at the end of the day, yes, we're all beautifully, wonderfully made and stuff, but we got to remember that it's in the image of God and we got work to do. And at the end of the day, our obedience, it just pays forward to the next person and the next person and the next person. So it's just, I don't know. I don't think I had anything else to say about that. Let me keep going. Here's another verse that stood out to me this morning as well, y'all. And I told y'all I woke up at 2:05. That's when the Lord woke me up. And so Philippians 2:05 stood out to me, and it says, in your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus. If you read the verses after that verse, y'all, you're going to see that it talks about how Christ did not see himself as equal to God, even though he was God. And he God in the flesh, but because he was God in the flesh, he did not see himself as equal to God, and that we should have that same mindset. At the end of the day, again, I do believe that I'm a little bit more wise than I used to be, right? I do believe that God is using me in this season. I do believe that, I'm walking in the abundance of, of God's blessings and things like that. But at the end of the day, I am not Jesus, right? I am not perfect, and I need what the gift that he has given us, and all of us are in that boat. And unfortunately, I think, again, a lot of the issues come from us wanting to puff ourselves up above others, wanting to again, feel like we are God. There's plenty of people that have that mindset that they think they are God. And it's like you have no God-like attributes and you have done nothing godly, but you feel like you God. Like, I mean, and even if we don't say it, because there's people that say it, right? But then even if we don't say it, we say it with our actions, and stuff like that too. So you're no better than that person. And so we all, fall short, y'all. We all have sinned and fallen short. We all should be humbled by that and look at each other again as brother and sister, whatever the case may be, because we all on the same playing field when it comes to that. Like we are, when it comes to the righteousness of God, we just don't measure up, and that's why we need him, or at least one of the reasons. I know there's plenty of other examples as well. I feel like there's something I saw recently, but I think I'm gonna say it wrong if I try to say it. I don't know, Lord, if you want to give it to me to try to say. It was something along the lines of like, why like fish can't live outside of the ocean, or water. And it was another example of something like that. And then I think, okay, hopefully I'm saying it right. So it was like, basically it's hard for a fish to live outside of water, right? And then it's hard for example, I guess a fruit or an apple or whatever the case may be to live outside of, the tree that's connected to the ground, the earth. That's the same way that we are as well, separated from God. Like it's hard for us to live, thrive, and be fruitful and multiply and any of those things that we're supposed to do outside of God, because we are again created by him, for him. And like I said, this is the juice, y'all. This is the juice. So if you're wondering what the pearl is this morning, no, yes, even on my birthday, it's not me, y'all. And the pearl ain't you. The pearl is Jesus and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Do I have any more verses to give y'all? Let me see. I think that was it in regards to the verses. But here's something to reflect on today, since we're talking about pearls and everything like that. I found this to be interesting. I came across this little quote, and it was telling us why a pearl's so special. It says they are the only gem material formed and found within a living creature, and they are naturally stunning. So basically, the pearls are the only, they're considered to be a gem, but they're the only gem, quote unquote, that are found in a living creature, which is interesting. I think the first thing I thought about when I was thinking about, or when this concept about the pearl came to me, I was thinking about the pearly gates and things like that. Like we get so excited about a little pearl, but I can't even imagine like what these pearly gates, right, are like. And I'm like, is this the only way to make a pearl? Through the shell, the clam, or the oyster, or whatever the case may be? Is that the only way to make the pearl? That's the only way I know, or at least on earth. Now I know they got fake pearls and things like that, but so not say how the pearly gates was made unless there's like huge oysters up there. I don't know. Like God can do what he want to do. But I don't know. I just feel like it was very interesting this morning to just reflect on. You guys again can go deeper. Y'all can look up the definition of pearl for yourself. Y'all can look up, all those extra little things that it was saying about pearls and wisdom and all these different things. All that's beautiful. And yes, it was encouraging and inspiring to hear and see those things today. But ultimately, again, the pearl of great price is none other than our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and that's the juice. That is the juice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a wonderful birthday, and yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow at the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. Speaking of, I know we're super, super close to reaching that 1,000 subscribers. If you guys want to, help us out, if you want to make that your birthday gift to your girl, us reaching 1,000 subscribers today, then by all means, go ahead and click that like button, click the subscribe button, click the little notification bell and all of that, and everything. As for me today, shout out to my friend Alicia, because she said, girl, we got to go to brunch for your birthday. So I guess she's taking me to this little fancy brunch place. I think it's called Breakfast with Barney's or something like that. We're supposed to be going to for brunch or whatever. And then your girl, like I told y'all, I signed up to get my passport today, y'all. So it's gotta be glory for that, man. I pray that I'm able to go ahead and get that done, because Lord knows that's long overdue. So that's something I'm looking forward to today. Outside of that, I think that's all that I got going on for my birthday. Now, I don't know if anything else is going on. I don't know if my husband got something else up his sleeve. I don't know. But that's all that I know of that's supposed to be going on today. And then I guess technically, officially, my birthday's over, But I do believe my family, because they want to get together on this weekend, like my mom and sister and whatnot. So I mean, I guess the celebrations are just going to continue. But yeah, man, I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful to see this day. I'm thankful for, I guess, the words that the Lord has bestowed upon me this morning. I'm thankful for the beautiful reflections and morning that I've had this far. And I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited for what's to come. And I'm thanking the Lord for the renewed excitement, right? Because like I said, we could just get so used to God being like, well, the Lord's going to do this, or the Lord's going to do that, or again, expecting the Lord be like, well, you supposed to do this or that, And so, yeah, I think just coming to God with that fresh mindset of a child, just being excited about, everything that God has done is a better way, a better approach. So I pray that I'm able to continue to be that way. And yeah, I guess that's it, y'all. I can sit here and talk to y'all all day, so let me let y'all go. But y'all have a wonderful day. I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow at the Lord's will. Bye.